Hello and welcome to the Women in Esports Lioness Cup quarter-finals. The first 2 days of Swiss were intense and only 8 teams made it through. There'll be single elimination going forward in a best-of-3 series. The stars of the show, Exalty, GC and DIscodance2000 go head-to-head for a space in the semi-finals. Remember, a single elimination, so no lower bracket, no do-overs. This is the only chance they get to move forward. Both teams had incredible Swiss runs with a record of 5 wins and 1 loss for both teams. I am super excited to see how both teams can perform in this. It's going to be super difficult to get up and get ready. I know as it's a best of 3, it can be difficult. It can be difficult to sort of get the ball rolling, start to move forward. The main issue I think that we're going to have here is because it's so long, maybe we're going to take some time. First game, I imagine it's probably going to be pretty difficult. Both teams straight into it, but maybe it will start firing up towards the second and hopefully we get to see a third game. I would love to see and know what our casters think about this. How are we, casters?
Hello.
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. Just wanted to pick your brains just a little bit, ask you some questions. I mean, the crazy thing is both of these teams have one thing in common. They both played against Silly Puff Girls. Exalty had a close victory on Haven, winning 13-11, and then DIscodance had a pretty harsh loss on split 13-6. My question to both of you is, which I'd like to get an answer from both of you, is do you think because Exalty won versus Silly Puff Girls where DIscodance lost makes Exalty favourites going into this matchup, or would it be a different story considering it's a best of 3?
Personally, I think anything can change. I think it's a new day of the tournament. I think it's going to be completely different. You just don't know what to expect. There'll be different team comps and we'll see different matchups can just change everything. So I think there'll be a bit of a different story today.
I also think that because it's a different day, it's going to be different games. And as you said previously, they might have lost to the team before, but that all the other games before and after that, they won. So I do think they have a good chance of winning potentially today.
Okay, well, I just wanted to keep getting your opinion on multiple things. What are both of you expecting to see from this series today?
My prediction is probably a 2-1 to Exalty. I think they're going to take the win today. But honestly, I could be completely wrong. You just don't know what to expect. And wasn't it, there was a lot of kills from Anya on Disco Dancers? Was that correct?
Yeah, 141 kills over the Swiss. That
absolutely
is
insane. So honestly, she could run it down and we don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 is my prediction today.
Just to not have the caster's curse, I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-1 as well, but maybe for Disco Dancers instead.
Okay, and
same
why
reason.
Is that?
Same reason, we've seen Anya playing really well, and she is kind of also known for playing in previous teams in higher tier GC games. So I do think that, the team has a better experienced players, and hopefully we might see them win.
Is there any maps that you guys particularly want to see? I know there's a lot of changes on a lot of agents. We'll get to that in a minute, but I'm just saying, considering the new sort of changed map pool, it wasn't really changed, but only a couple maps went in and out. Is there a map that you would like to see today?
I'd like to see how the teams play around Pearl. I think obviously because Pearl's been tweaked a little bit here and there. I want to see how they've adjusted to those changes and how they play out that map.
I don't mind which map they play on, but I definitely do know which map I don't want to see, and that would be Corrode.
Can you give me a bit more explanation? Why do you not like seeing that map?
I mean, even previously, in previous games of yesterday and the day before, we've seen only like two teams, I believe, on stream playing Corrode. Every other game was, I'm pretty sure, on Ascent.
There was a lot of Haven during the Swiss, so that is probably what I wouldn't want to see because there was so much of it. I know that many teams over the 64 played Haven as their first sort of game. It's probably more of a comfort pit than anything. We did see quite a lot of bind, some split here and there, but nothing too crazy as of a Corrode or Abyss, which I do really want to see. But considering the new, what we say new, agent changes when it comes to Sentinels, what do you think we're going to see considering the Cypher nerf? Is there going to be a main Sentinel? Will there be a double controller on a Viper composition? Or are we going to see a default double duelist?
I think people are going to try their hardest to win these games because obviously we've got 2 streams running these. We've got quite a few people watching, so they're going to try their best to get through and get to tomorrow and to the finals as well. So I think we're going to see probably just a default double duelist composition.
I mean, I would agree. Double duelist is kind of the classic team comp for kind of tournaments like these, but maybe a double sentinel or double controller. I would like to see that as a support player, but
I mean, I'm just going to bring up something that we talked about earlier. Anya dropping 141 kills over the 6 games in the Swiss, plays Yoru and Waylay. I mean, those like agents have been so popular recently in off-season VCT, in GC, and it just continues to be sort of the most dominant duelist when you pair them with something like a Neon. I think having a Neon with a Waylay just makes it so difficult to defend against, especially after the Cypher nerfs. So the main thing I wanted to ask you is, are these teams going to be accustomed to these new agents, or you think they'll go back to something sort of similar that used to be meta, or is it just going to be complete comfort?
Personally, I'd love to see a Waylay, and I think they're probably going to try and Waylay at least 1 or 2 games in today. And Adina, you said you didn't really want to see a Corrode, but I feel like a Corrode is probably coming if we do have a Waylay Neon combination, because that is such a strong map to have those 2 duelists on.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. Of course, comfort picks would be the best, I would assume, for both teams. You know, just being able to play a character that you are, you know, so comfortable with, so well with playing. But I do kind of want to see some changes. I want to see, as Alice said, maybe some Waylay and maybe some Yoru, because, you know, I do really like that gameplay and I can't wait to see what is going to happen.
Well, it's been a big bog standard for a while now, but the only thing that's been different is the Sentinels. We haven't seen a lot of Cypher, and nor a lot of Vise, to be honest, nor a lot of Deadlock. So it sort of seems that they're like staying away, pushing them to the side, not really enjoying how they play with them. The double controller comp can give them a lot more space, especially on a map like Corrode. Using that Viper wall in great spaces can cause for insane lurks, but when it comes to defending, it is pretty difficult if you can't get that Viper bubble in a great position. Beth, I just wanted to ask you, you were talking about Corrode and that you do want to see this map and Adina doesn't. So this is what I'm going to ask Adina. On Corrode, what is your sort of prediction from both teams? How are they going to play it? How should they play it? And what the agents are going to look like?
You said that Vise is obviously not really played as much anymore. I think her wall is still very useful, but obviously the flash being nerfed, getting the information from that makes it so much harder. As a Vise player myself on Corrode, like, I was heartbroken when that nerf came.
Trust me, too.
Yeah, I think Chamber might be taking over a little bit more. Having the Chamber solo Senti is getting a bit more popular, which is quite interesting to watch, and maybe we'll see some of that today. I don't quite know, but yeah, I think having double controller could be a possible pick if Corrode comes about today. So I'd like to see, yeah, definitely Chamber is something that I'd like to see come out of today if Corrode is picked.
Okay, and Adina, if your favourite map would be something other than the pool, what would it be? Other than Corrode, obviously. You don't really like that map.
I think what Beth said earlier with Pearl, I do really like that map. You know, it has been out for the map pool for quite a long time, and I'm happy that it is back. And yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see maybe Viper and Harbor plays on there. Chamber is also good, of course. So yeah.
Yeah, I do want to talk about Chamber for quite a while. That champ is sort of just disgusting. I think I can't really put it any other way. The Tour de Force and the Headhunter do so much damage, and it's so easy to get online, and it gives you so much versatility when you want your duelist that would normally play the operator to go on something similar like a rifle and get super aggressive. And the Chamber trip is infinite range on the map, so it does not matter where you put it. Yes, it can be sort of played around with decent smokes, but I think once you walk into a chamber that has a Headhunter, maybe a rifle or an operator with the ultimate available, it's going to be extremely difficult to tackle. So with that, do you think that Chamber will be seen today?
I think so.
Definitely.
I think the changes to his trip, honestly, have brought him back into the meta really, and I'd really love to see it. I really hope that we do see a Chamber play.
I mean, Champ is incredible. I can't really say anything less. I have been playing Chamber so much recently. It's the only thing that I do want to play. As a Sentinel main myself, I think the nerf device that you can break health flash mid action it's heartbreaking to see, and the Cypher changes were just not what I wanted to wake up to. But playing Chamber recently, I know a lot of these players from the Swifts have been pretty aggressive, so adapting that and using it on a Chamber could really pay off for either side of the team that chooses to do so, because the TP is there to get all that information, maybe potentially a kill or two, and then get back just so simply. How I think of it on Abyss, it's just that exactly what I would do is get super aggressive for the Chamber. You can look for something sort of crazy with a waylay towards B main, holding window. But I think the amount of combinations and plays that we could see today, depending on what agents these teams decide to pick, it's just endless, honestly.
Yeah.
I just want to hear more opinions of you guys from what we could potentially see on different maps. I know we talked about the Waylay and Yoru, but is that something that we're going to be seeing on everything? Would it change to a map like Bind?
I personally really like Bind. I would like to maybe see Bind played today. I think Chamber is especially strong on Bind right now. He's very versatile. I don't know about Split as well. I'm intrigued to see a Split possibly, and see some Breach plays quite possibly. I feel like Breach has gone under the radar a little bit lately, so I'd quite like to see that today.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
for it.
from DIscodance have chosen their first map pick, Bind, and Exalty GC have chosen Defense. So I do want to talk about that. We will, but Exalty have chosen Haven as the second map to be played, and DIscodance have chosen Attack. But before we get into the third final map, I just want to talk about, because we were talking about Bind, I've sort of spoke it into fruition apparently. Changing up the duel list. I've seen a lot of teams keep the Waylay, keep the Yoru, but I do want to see a raise, and we'll probably see a Viper because that's sort of just the standard nowadays. But maybe a Clove, probably not because of the nerf after they die. There's only one smoke available. Astra's sort of solid with the Astra Divide and those stars, sucks and concusses, but I think Brimstone is probably one of the strongest, especially with these ultimates, and 3 smokes. But Haven is pretty different. You have Sova, was probably a big standard, and the last map is Split, and that's a kind of a series. That is 3 solid maps. Bind into Haven, and if we get there, Split. What do you guys think about that?
I feel like I kind of spoke that into existence now. Now I've mentioned it. But I'm excited to see that, honestly. And I hope it does go to 3rd map because I really do want to watch that. Like I said, I'm hoping to see a Breach on Split. I used to play Breach on Split quite a lot, so it'd be nice to watch some other gameplay on that.
I was gonna say, hearing these maps being chosen, it kind of feels like Valorant back in the day, you know, without Corrode, without Pearl, without all of these extra maps being added. So I think we're gonna feel a little nostalgic maybe. And also depending on the team compositions, we could maybe just take a peek back in time.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree, but I think not seeing a Sage recently has been sort of difficult for teams to wrap their head around. I hope we don't see a Sage on Split. You guys were talking about nostalgia. I think that's definitely what we're going to see. These are the 3 sort of core maps everyone was tuned into around 2021 to 2023. It's like, that's what we want to see. The compositions are changed, however, but we'd only just have to see. But I think that's it for me and my opinions, so I'll leave you to it.
Thank you very much. So, I am so excited to see how these games pan out today. Obviously, we said we're hoping to see sort of a chamber, or at least I'm hoping to see that chamber. And especially on Split as well, chamber is really strong on that map. I think it's definitely pretty good prediction for what's going to come today. I'm honestly just, so excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know Killjoy has not been played recently because, you know, there are kind of more meta agents currently, but I do definitely want to see, you know, maybe like Killjoy on Split. You know, it was a really good character before all the nerfs. For Bind, definitely Brimstone as well. Brimstone, maybe Viper, the double controller that I was talking about. And Chamber. So I think those 3 are definitely kind of what the teams would be choosing if, you know, they were going for a more comfort pick. But
yeah, honestly, I think Sage is a little bit boring to me at the moment, and I really, like Ellis said, I don't really want to see a Sage today. But we can see here that we've got a Teo on both teams right now. I think he was definitely in the main meta for a little bit, and then he kind of went away when he got nerfed. But he seems to be coming back around slowly. We've got the Yoru hover right now. You said you're excited to see Yoru, so
yeah,
you've definitely got that coming. Obviously, the Brimstone is such a solid pick for Bind. The ult and Lamps is it's basically an easy round win when that ult comes around. So yeah, it's definitely a staple there. Viper on both maps as well, so got a double controller.
Yeah, I was just about to mention the double controller.
You
got about Teo.
Yeah, I think
for Bind.
I was talking about that
such a classic pick.
And I think obviously Teo is still quite new, so it kind of just slipped our minds a little bit. But also the Veto, obviously the newest agent, so getting to see some Veto plays today, I'm super excited for that. They're pretty similar comps. It's just the Veto and the Fade, I think, that are different on both teams. But apart from that,
yeah. I think Fade is definitely a really good pick on this map. Veto, I'm not too sure.
Honestly, I haven't played Veto myself, so I don't really know the best way or what exactly is going to come from these games in Veto. So it's a bit hard for me to predict that, but it'll be interesting to see how the teams play around their comps, considering they've got almost mirror comps, and I want to see the differences there and how exactly they are going to play sort of opposite from the other team.
Yeah, And as we're talking, we are in game currently. Phase. What are your expectations? Who do you think? Which team might win?
We can see
Defense or attack?
We can see a full rush straight into A here, but we have the TP coming through. I mean, we've got
We're already seeing
3v3 already. There's
A.
honestly, there's so much happening. I'm trying to like take it in right now. But we have bomb stop planted down here.
I'm all out.
Still waiting for spike to be planted, which is being planted right now.
Spike planted.
And we have.
We're already seeing the smokes in play with Teo
Seeing
being
it crawl
stuck
up
in the
into
smoke,
CT here.
waiting.
They're sitting in the smoke.
Waiting for the two people.
Not
Potentially
playing too
TP.
aggressive though, they're just holding, waiting for the spawners. And
Last
Ritsu gets a
player
kill.
standing.
Though gets one, and it's now left in a 1v3 for Bobby XO. Can she get those last kills? Seems she's running out of time.
Time is ticking.
She lamps, she doesn't quite see Brill. She gets one kill. Can she get another? Taps and tries to get a third, but she dies here. That's first round. To Disco Dancers.
Well, there's definitely very good first round. You know, it's always good for the buy, so I think it might give them a little confidence. You know, just to, well, with the stronger guns to, you know, put on sight.
I wonder if Disco Dancers is going to play that round any different. We'll play this next round any different to the last one, because they fully just went into A there, and it worked really well, because it seemed that Exalty kind of stacked more towards B and then just TP'd, but weren't able to get there quick enough. Now Teo gets a bit of information.
We are seeing Fade currently being alone on A side, while the rest of the team with Teo having the bomb, potentially trying to push onto
I think Fade's
B.
trying to play for a bit of information. She doesn't yet. And unfortunately dies to Brim there, but the attackers realise that they can now get that A control. They're only sitting backside.
We're already seeing people getting picked off, all three of them on the site right
planted.
now, with Viper slowly coming up behind.
Mom is down now. And it seems that Exalty.
I'm kind of expecting the run to be played out the same way that
Although
Pistol was,
Exalty
you know,
had a
just a
bit
quick
more gathered
pace,
backside
kind
early on. Together, getting that control. And it's ended up with a 2v2 now. Both of Exalty's kind of sitting towards lamps.
Last player standing.
Flora gets one, and it's now a 2v1 for Exalty. Can they get that bomb defused in time? For Thoy pushes up.
One enemy
Kills
remaining.
Yoru, can she kill Bobby, and she gets that clutch!
Some things you just
So
can't
that
teach.
is second round going to Disco Dancers again.
just when the odds seem kind of...
So unfortunately, the HUD is broken on this stream right now, and it's currently being fixed, so don't worry about that. Hopefully it'll be back on soon. Which is why I'm taking a second to figure out which team is which, but hopefully it'll be back in a second. And we can see Disco Dancers heading back towards B. Doesn't seem like they're going to leave Fade to lurk up lamps this time, but Exalty are being a bit more aggressive, picking up Hookah. And
get out of my way.
It seems that there's three. Yeah, there's
Rita
three
getting a
kills
nice
already
shot.
from I can't figure out what team it is. Three from defenders are down.
I have the spike.
Go on site. Getting that bomb down.
Spike planted.
Yeah, HUD is
Oh,
back.
and it's back, I think.
Now down to another retake on B.
We are seeing a 4v2. The odds aren't looking the greatest, but we are seeing Vito
She manages
slowly trying to
cross
get some
there, which is
information.
quite huge. She
Toxins
can't
going up.
that smoke. They're gonna try and play for exits. They're gonna play for that save.
Time is...
Vito gets one. Gets the fade down. She's trying to get out with her gun. And Anya dies.
Gets another. Well,
DIscodance win that third round. I think they got onto site so quickly and they were just able to kind of pick a few off early on. Which then left. They left
Anchor set.
Exalty in a vulnerable position for that retake.
Yeah, for DIscodance, we are seeing both the Teo and the Brimstone currently.
Yeah.
I guess you could say dominating. You know, it's only the 4th round, but
Smoke's down.
it is. We are most likely to see maybe get some picks running onto site.
And they've gone for a bit of an A split here, but they've managed to take front of site quite easily. Trying to push into lamps here. Being held back doesn't matter because Anya gets Vito out of there.
Fake teleport.
They have the opportunity to plant bomb now.
Time to jump.
Exalty needs to come in through the backside, get that retake, but they failed to do so in the previous round.
One
Luxie
enemy
takes that back
remaining.
shore. Luxie gets Yoru here, and Faye with a 3k, securing that round for DIscodance again.
We are seeing some wonderful picks here. Of course, like an incredible speed of the rounds just passing by, as it is already a 4-0.
It's a very good start.
It was
for
definitely
this first game for DIscodance.
Yeah, it is a very strong start for DIscodancers. Hopefully we can see this kind of momentum
Launching smoke.
late in the game.
Poison orb emitting.
Are able at the moment to just kind of go to any site they want because it's
Toxins
working
going up.
on both A and B. But
Toxins
they're
screen
stacked
down.
more towards
Poison's
B
off.
this time. Exalty has realised that there's no one on A. They've gotten a little bit control there in showers, but pull back and rotate.
Spike
Bobby
down,
Exo
B.
gets the fade. Now looking like a weaker round for DIscodance.
One enemy remaining.
And honestly, Exalty just picked them off that round. That was a huge round for them.
Portal closed.
Hopefully we can get more rounds like this.
I spoke too soon when I said that DIscodance could kind of go anywhere they like.
Oh,
Yeah. Whoopsie daisy. But we can see quite a lot of ults over
Time to
here.
jump.
DIscodance is having 4 already. They could even combo the Yoru and Brim ult this round to get side control pretty easily. Seems to be going back towards B though.
Who's next?
Where are they? Exalty have that fast TP off there. Anya popping her ult. Sees Viper going into
Here.
elbow.
I'm back.
Face your fear!
Go ahead.
It's fear ult, but now they have sight free, getting bomb down.
Decoy.
Anya starts to push up into elbow.
all 5 of them.
Viper waiting in elbow. Doesn't get flash.
They're
She
dead.
gets one off. She gets
My
one.
ultimate is ready. Toxins going up.
Two of
Toxins
them
screen
able to play
down.
off together in elbow. Get Yoru sitting in the back. And she gets one from behind. She gets 2. And there's another sitting cubby. She doesn't realise. And Tho picks her off.
One enemy remaining.
Doesn't able-
Last
isn't
player
able to get
standing.
second. Ritsu needs to clutch this. But doesn't matter because Vito gets the kill. Will she have enough time to defuse?
I think that might.
Yeah, with just
I was gonna-
less than a second to
I
spare.
say I think that might not be enough time, but never mind.
Round win to Exalty. Where are DIscodance going to go this time? Because they went into B all together and they got sight, but it wasn't quite enough for them that time. They seem to be heading towards B. They like B a lot at the moment. I think they're realizing that Exalty are kind of playing more stacked towards A, which is, you know, typical play, 3-2, but they're able to TP so
Drone
quickly like
going
that.
out.
Vito and phone through TP,
Bring them down.
doing that early information with the Teo drone through TP, so I can see Bren. And 3 push up B long here.
I have the spike.
And the thing is, Exalty have a
They're
lot of
just
map
holding
control right now.
entrance.
It's 2 seconds in TP. They don't know Brimstone in the hub. They know now, and she gets first pick. Doesn't know that there's another there, and Teo picks her off.
Toxin screen down.
4v4 now.
Toxins
We
going
start
up.
to rotate a little bit.
We're seeing
Have 2 on both sides.
we're seeing a little the team being a little indecisive, you know, with the
Yeah.
picks from both sides. Seeing them join up into a team and pushing onto
They've
B,
waited for each other, and they want to go together.
Launching missile.
maybe.
Up in the
30
Teo
seconds
mollies.
Missile deployed.
Need
They
to
TP'd.
focus on
They
one
realize
side.
they can't get in.
As I say that, they have
TP
TP.
together, but only Vito's there, and she gets picked off.
They get the pick.
Now, oh, it looks like they're about to pop the
10
Viper ult.
seconds
They want to
left.
get bombed down first.
Get in my way.
Viper ult coming through. That leaves not a lot of
Poison
control
orb
now.
emitting.
Exalty. They still have Brim sitting in short. Probably going to play for mollies, or if one tries to wrap around, it's a huge position for them.
We are seeing Lixie currently in the ult, just
Flora picking one off there.
actually.
Poison orb emitting.
Last player standing.
Oh, and it's a good retake from Exalty,
getting-
and they secure that round. They push into the Viper ult and still manage to kill them. Some huge kills there.
What a wonderful round. We are seeing the scoreboard kind of picking itself up.
I think there was that momentum at the start of the game that was going so well for
You know-
disco dancers, and then they started to slip back a little bit. I don't know if it was the gun advantage, and as soon as they lost that, then they started to fall back a little bit. But we're seeing Exalty picking themselves back up. 3-4 now, so.
Last few rounds and just kind of learning more about the enemy, just like how they're playing. And I think we're kind of seeing that very quickly on how they are kind of learning, you know, what sides to take, how to take it, what kind of defense they're throwing. And I think that's why we're seeing the scoreboard for them just start to pick up slowly.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder how this timeout is going to change the way that disco dancers are playing, because we've seen them just sort of grouping up quite a bit, and then TPing when they realize they can't get sight at all, which is obviously a great way to play this map. But are they going to start to play more default? I wonder if that's the play plan.
I do just want to point out that Flora right now has an operator.
Careful here.
I want to see how many kills they can get while disco dancers are kind of of the players game.
Oh, and Anya gets that first pick on Brim and Hookah, and the drone sees the op there and long.
And they are just pushing right in,
Yeah.
all 5 of them.
Gone straight into sight.
Big teleport.
They've gotten that sight control. And hopefully,
I wonder
yeah,
if
getting bombed
Teo-
down.
We did see Viper just run out there with no one kind of punishing that, and Teo behind her.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, it's down to Yoru left with the op. Not a lot she can do. It might be better off just to save, but sitting a long waiting for one of them to peek, make a little mistake. But they're going to play pretty passive because they know she's got the op ready.
Yeah, I think it might be the best currently to just save the op for the next round, as bomb has already been planted.
There's obviously a good timeout there. They got their momentum back a little bit. Yeah, they're
These
I really thought Teo was going to push long there, but she decided to TP instead. Oh,
going by really
another
quickly. We
timeout.
did just see like a full 5v.
Yeah. I think they're going to keep trying to adjust to how the other team's playing, which is obviously really good. It means it's going to be a close game, at least for the first one. But we still saw Disco Dancers kind of grouping together and pushing in together that round. And I feel like at some point they're probably going to switch it up and do a bit more of a default play. And I'm kind of just waiting for that right now. I'm excited to see that. But I don't know how Exalty are going to kind of keep fighting against their full rushes at the moment.
I mean,
It's kind of waiting for the timeout at the moment. Seeing some pings on the map. Wonder what they're talking about.
sorry, I was having some tech issues.
That's okay.
I am just like thrown off.
It's just Exalty.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna adjust to this 5-man push because, I mean, it seems like they're not even doing that right now. Disco Dancers have actually changed it up, and I think they are gonna play more of a default. That's what I like to see.
Bring them down.
Because they have more free towards B now on the defensive side. They've realised how they're playing, but it doesn't actually matter at this point in time.
Toxin screen down.
Disco Dancers
We are currently seeing.
Fake
are
teleport.
spotted by that drone.
Cutting
They
through.
know that they're waiting by a short. I think they're a little bit lost on what to do right now. The off pushing up gets seen by the Fade Dog. But it doesn't matter because Fade gets picked off.
And Flora gets a kill. That's quite nice. We are seeing the rest of the team, joining up, pushing onto A.
Yeah.
With Viper and Teo being left behind.
Vito
for
has
showers.
that TP ready in Lamps to play off Viper. They haven't cleared Lamps yet, and I don't know if they quite realise the ult goes down. Bomb is being planted. Brimop comes through, and Bobby XO gets one. Then Anya gets the trade, and she gets another there.
One enemy remaining.
Poison's up.
Yeah,
They're just getting picked up left and
I
right.
think there was a bit of a
Unfortunately, from the
weakness there
smoke.
with the Lamps control not being taken on that push. They got straight onto site, but Lamps was still left vulnerable. That put them in a bad position. Allowed Exalty to take that round there. Oh, I think we're seeing Disco Dancers go back to their old ways, grouping up together, going for a B push. They've left Viper alone, but it seems like Teo is coming now. They've put 3 on A again. It seems like going back to the first few rounds for both teams here.
Yeah, I was just about to say we're seeing a full team potentially pushing up to B. 4 of the players on long.
They're not seeing anyone
Viper.
just yet. We can see,
Next.
yeah.
They're playing very.
I think Yoru and Brim got that early showers control, so they know that there's probably no one on A, because if you're going A, you need at least one person there. They've seen nothing, and then they
We're
knew
really
that
pushing
it was
into
going to
site.
be a B push. They were just waiting for the right moment to strike.
Spike planted.
Teo all coming through, but not enough. There's a second. Forces them out of elbow. Viper
I was
gets
going
2,
to say they
Flora
are going
gets
to be
1,
pushing out from.
and it's up to Brim and Viper to secure this round.
Last player standing.
Now, oh, Thoy gets a 3k.
And Brimstone getting 3.
He
Oh,
has some nice kills there to secure that
I love
round
to see it.
for Disco Dancers. I think Disco Dancers kind of going back to the way that it was working for them originally, going for that 5-person push. It obviously worked out because Exalty changed what they were doing, which it was working originally.
Yeah, and we are currently seeing Disco Dancers with the stronger buyout potentially.
Dim beacon here.
And you're again with the operator.
Laura picks off one, and she knows that there's more there. She'll need to be careful because if they play it like exactly how they did last round, she's in a dangerous position.
I think it's quite difficult for you to play operator currently. You know, with the smokes always being thrown.
Portal closed.
Yeah, definitely good to double control.
Out
It
of
can be
charges.
difficult, but that initial pick round. I think disco dancers are figuring out what to do. They're pulling back. They look like they're ready to TP, honestly. Yep. Teo TPs, gets that drone, just clears showers, and I bet you if they don't see anything, the rest of them are going to TP together.
Yeah, I think we've been seeing a bunch of uncertainty from the team.
Spike throw.
They're just playing slow, waiting for the others to make a mistake. There's still 3 around B here. Brim's pushed up so deep. Teo doesn't know, and Brim gets that first kill.
I was gonna say on side they were just waiting for him to push out any possible moment, but
They've
One
got
enemy
side
remaining.
control now. Or almost.
yeah, I don't think
And it doesn't matter,
I don't think they
actually.
were expecting
This was
Brimstone
taken.
on the flank to get a pick so early
Last
on.
round before the switch.
Flora going in with the 3k with the up. I feel like we're seeing a lot of 3ks going on here. Kind of alternating between teams. Obviously 5-6 is the
wonder-
current score.
Do you think within today's quarterfinals or just finals altogether, do you think we're going to see maybe an ace? Maybe potentially more aces.
I'd love to see one, and I think there will be at least one. I'm sure there will be. They've got more of a split here. Disco dancers have switched it up. They've put 3 towards A.
Yeah, once again you're getting pushed back with the off.
Yeah.
This time with the Viper Molly instead.
Face your
And we
fear.
are
had
seeing-
that 3 ready.
We are seeing the team
Utopian
splitting up again,
spotlight.
waiting to TP. Honestly, I love this map. It is just so easy to kind of change up what you were doing with the teleports.
Vito gets one, but gets traded by Anya there. And Judge, Thoi manages to get that kill on Viper. Now they don't realise that Teo
Launching
is
smoke.
sitting in showers. They need to get that showers
Out
control
of
back.
charges.
And they decide to TP anyway.
But Brimstone, of course, is there to clean up the Viper.
Spike planted.
We're seeing all 3 of them on
Get bombed
site, with Brimstone going on too long, potentially.
They have to be careful now because she could come from long and hookah. And with having 2 push up elbow, it's only Brim from both sides kind of worrying about each other. But Yoru coming through.
Yoru
getting
knows
some
where Brimstone
information.
is.
Looking for
Flora picks off Brim. She's holding elbow here, misses the shot. And she comes with the shorty, doesn't get that kill. And it's down to
2v1.
Bellatrix.
Time is
off
ticking.
elbow,
It
doesn't
does-
know that Yoru's in the smoke.
And another 3k, as you were saying.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, it's just like alternating
Switching
3Ks right now. It's now 5-7 at the half. 5-7 to Disco Dancers.
As I've mentioned in the beginning, we are slowly seeing the Yorus taking, the top position on the leaderboard with their kills. What do you think? What do you think will happen now that they've changed sides?
Well, we see that they like adapting to what each other are doing, which is why it's becoming so close. But I just wonder if Exalty are going to become more of a default team on the attack, or if they're going to start playing together just like Disco Dancers did.
Yeah, I was going to
Since they're
mention
going together
how
here.
both of the team compositions are, kind of similar. So
Yep.
we are, however, seeing all 5 of them pushing onto
Yeah.
the side quite
Teo
quickly.
got that information so early, which is
They're
absolutely huge
waiting
for
for
them.
the wall.
It's just
jumping
jumping
out.
out. Ritsu getting one. The initial pick could change the whole round. And yeah, exactly. I mean, Exalty have decided to back off. They're going to rotate, but they don't realize there's still 2 waiting on A. They haven't fully rotated yet. And Yuri coming through as well, so it's going to be a 3v4 here. But once they hear those steps,
Down.
Viper pushes down long on B to get that control.
And we are seeing
Lose
some
lamps.
damage being dealt there with Yuri and with Brimstone and Vito both being low.
A defuse coming through because they're stuck in lamps here.
Time
I
is
think bomb's
beeping.
already
and
half.
four of
The
them-
Molly's stopping it.
Player standing.
I was
Ritsu
going to.
has to get these last 2 kills. Doesn't realize the one's close, but because I was waiting and gets that last kill for that round.
Toxin screen down.
I love the Viper's wall so much on this map. That wall just like splitting main from site. It's just so incredibly good for post blunt.
Yeah. Exalty getting that round win is really, I think it's really interesting because we saw the momentum that DIscodance started with in that first half on the attack, but now it could switch up and it could be down to Exalty to get these next 3 rounds to kind of replicate what happened at the start of this game.
We are seeing Fade being alone on A while 4 of the players are just stacking onto B site. I think we all know what they're expecting here.
Yeah.
But Teo is still in spawn with the spike.
Seeing a default here from Exalty.
We are just seeing them waiting for the other team to maybe push up or make the first move in the gunfights.
Are they going to see all 4 here? They're not. They only see... I keep getting Vito and Teo mixed up. I feel like they're very similar names. They keep seeing Teo sitting on site there, but now they've grouped up.
They do know
Together.
that there's at least 2 of them on there.
Mm.
But do they know about the other 2 players that are hiding?
Almost all players towards B, but then Fade's left alone to get that A control, which is absolutely huge because they don't know that she is on the flank right now, and they have a Vito trip to cover it, but
1 enemy remaining.
We are just
It's
seeing that
all-
smoke playing so well into their hands.
30 seconds left. Spike
poor
planted.
Fade's being caught. They know she's flanked. She knows there's 4 on site. There's not a lot she can do. Classic in a dream. Could this be the ace we're hoping for? I was gonna say
Maybe.
ace. I don't think she got that
There's
first
4 of
kill,
them,
but-
but yeah.
I mean, have we seen a 4K yet? I don't think we have. We've seen 3Ks, but not 4.
Yeah, I
Like-
think we've seen a 3K from, I think, almost every single one of the players. Maybe that's a lie. Maybe it hasn't been every one of them, but it has been definitely enough.
Fade knows there's nothing she can really do here.
We are seeing Teo maybe TPing again. Oh, I thought they were going to go long.
She's gonna die to bomb for money though.
Of
So it's a
course.
smart choice. Now taking the score to 7-7. It's even. Like I said, it could be down to Exalty kind of getting those 4 initial rounds just like DIscodance did.
I do really love seeing how equal the matchups feel
Yeah,
currently.
definitely.
You know, it did start off as like an 0-4 and then it just started picking up and now it's literally even. So do you think it's going to go into overtime?
I think it possibly could do, yeah. I think it's a very likely chance. Have 3 towards A here, but it's a bit unfortunate what they've got. 2 towards B, and Viper's gonna be stuck in cubby
Yuri-
there. Yuri TP's through, gets that initial pick. Can she get a second? Not quite, as Teo pulls back, but they know that they're heavy towards B long. Viper's playing slow towards Hookah.
They are aware that 2 players are currently both on site,
Yeah.
seeing the Yuri and the Teo.
2 stuck towards A, not stuck towards A, but sitting on A and waiting for them to rotate because they know that they haven't fully pushed B yet. Still
Yeah, we are
managed to keep
seeing
the site.
Viper and Vito are kind of pushing more towards A side slowly.
What's
clearing
interesting
all
is
their
that
angles.
they don't have the spike. They're rotating,
They
but
don't.
they don't have a spike. They're still gonna try and push B here. I don't know if
Yeah,
they're
and-
gonna pick off that fade together.
We
They
are
know that she
seeing
flanked before.
3 of the players on B side again. With Brimstone still being behind, they are TPing onto A. I think the whole plan was to
30
get
seconds
the
left.
players to move onto
Yeah.
B side, maybe leave one on A, just so they can quickly take over the site.
Yeah, I think the idea was for them to see if they could get that A control. If not, then they still had the bomb on B.
Last player standing.
But
And we are
doesn't matter now
seeing
because
Down A.
everyone just getting
Spike
picked up
enemy
slowly.
on the floor.
Anya getting one. She knows where the other
10 seconds
player
left.
is.
1v1, and the plant has to go down. Anya's waiting for her to
Spike
peek.
7 bullets.
Who can take this round? And Jiggly Seal gets a 3k to secure that round.
Of course, as expected.
Another 3k. I love to see it. And another timeout. Timeout here for Disco Dancers.
Yeah, I think, you know, I was going to say we were seeing the momentum. We are seeing, as I said 100 times before, the scoreboard just getting more even. So I think the timeouts are kind of helping to kind of slow this pace down of, you know, waiting for the rounds to get played out entirely instead of just quickly trying to get the picks.
Definitely. And honestly, the more as the rounds go on, the more it seems like they're just replicating exactly what happened at the start of the game. But I love the fact that it's so close already. I love the fact they're adapting to each other's strategies, and they're kind of back and forth and trying to get back at each other. And I find that really exciting.
I was going to mention that you could argue that because of how similar the team comps are, with of course one of the agents being different, it could explain also why the scoreboard is so even.
Yeah.
We are seeing the timeout just pass, and we are seeing a split here again. I'm excited to see what Disco Dancers are planning here with 4 players just pushing up A main.
They're going for a push here. I think they're on an eco, so they want to try and get as many kills as possible. They're just kind of going for it. Pulling back now.
Yeah, I think as soon as the
default.
shots were fired, they realized that it might be best to just kind of fall back, you know, with the flash and the molly being thrown as well. It's good to play aggressively, but it's also good to be able to kind of retreat quickly as well. And we are seeing 4 of the players currently running onto site with Viper just catching up with the team.
Flooding right into site here. They don't know if Viper's sitting in hookah and waiting.
It's going to be your face-off. They know that someone is there in the smoke.
Yep. But Anya's not aware how many people are signaling elbow. They're ready to swing off of each other. Clone comes through, and she gets that first pick, but then turns around and sees another. Ends up dying.
Bobby on site, just waiting for them to push her.
Flanked and flooded
She gets
up
one.
through long.
She knows where the other one is. Gets
Tries
2,
to
gets
defuse
3.
Bobby, so gets 3. Another 3k yet again.
That was a
And
wonderful
Jiggly
lineup.
Seal secures that round for their team. It's so interesting again, like just seeing the way that they're kind of going all together, then playing really separate and going together, but they're just changing every round, and I like the fact they're not just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I really like how they're playing it again as well. You know, we have seen the team just playing a lot of like either pushing all together or just like splitting up and then quickly rotating, you know, knowing what the other team is planning.
Now Disco Dancers are playing more aggressive towards B long here. They want to get that pick while the rest of them play pretty slowly on this default.
Yeah, we are seeing the classic Brimstone and Lamps with Fate holding showers.
Poisons toxins going up.
And Yori with the operator again. We are seeing so many operators in this game.
Yeah. She's loving that up this game.
Fake teleport.
We are just
I think
waiting
Viper's
for
a
one
bit-
of them to
She's
make
a bit unsure.
contact.
They're kind of just waiting for them to do something, and there's not a lot happening until now. They're starting to push really long. Ritsu gets that pick on Yoru. They know they have that belong control.
They know someone is in showers, but are they expecting the rest of the team to join them on A?
Exalty have that chance to get the bomb down. They have front of sight control. Bobby Exo gets that pick on backside,
30 seconds
making it a
left.
4v4.
Spike planted.
They have to be careful of flank now.
It's Brimstone brave enough to maybe push into the smoke or just play around it.
Teo and Viper are gonna face it off on short here, with Viper getting that pick.
It's a 4v3 with Veto ult being activated.
One enemy remaining.
And Thoy and
4v1.
Anya getting these kills, and Teho, not Vito, goodness me, gets the kill on Viper there, sitting behind the box.
Yeah, what's
And
up
Viper
with
was holding that
Valorant
for-
having so many 4-letter agents?
Yeah, I know.
Like we have Yoru, Sage, Vito, Teo, Fade.
Scrambling my head.
Totally understand the confusion.
Now, will Exalty will go together? Because they just played D4, and it looks very much like it. Playing together towards A. Quite heavily.
Yeah, we do see both Teo ult and Yoru and Viper on the enemy team.
Now, it looks like they're going to go for a bit of a showers push, and I wonder, as we see 3 from Disco Dancers towards B, they're going towards long straight away. They're getting ready to TP here, is my prediction. They're going to TP here and come from behind and get a couple. Oh.
We're seeing Teo with the spike, about to push onto showers, and then decided to fall back with 2 other players. Viper is just hiding behind their wall, trying
You've
to
left
see if
Brim
there's anyone in
below
sight.
in showers now as the rest of them fall back towards me.
It
Sort
is,
of making it more into a default.
yeah, it is kind of a slow rotate here. Obviously being very aware to check every single angle that they're clearing. Teo droning up long. Is he gonna find Viper?
Decoy.
They know that they've headed more towards B now. They have to be careful.
Yeah, I think Viper and Brim are definitely more just waiting for the other team to rotate and get the picks.
Starting to pull back into corners of B a little bit more.
I'm calling a TP, potentially.
Yeah.
Although the
It's
time
looking
is
very
running
much like
out.
it. Yeah. No,
And of
they've gone for it.
course-
Portal closed.
Because Brim's kept that control in showers the whole round, and Viper's in short as well, so they know that they're able to get A here.
Yeah, it
Pushing
is
in
quite
and-
difficult though, as the time is running out, and there is currently a 4v5 as the Viper is running out.
Ooh. Yoru was about to ult out of that. Anya was so ready, but she just misses the timing and dies to Teo ult. Bowie and Ritsu coming in with those kills, but Flora gets the trade there.
Get the spike
3v3.
down and
Popping
quickly
the
get
Brim
picked
ult.
off. Yoru is in such a dangerous situation here in the smoke.
She gets picked off with another 3k! They just keep
Honestly.
coming!
I think we need to start counting how many 3Ks there have been at this game so
Yeah.
far.
But again, the score is so close, 9-9, it's now even. It just keeps going back and forth. Brilliant.
I do want to maybe predict Fade and Viper ult being used this round. Oh,
Oh,
actually there's a timeout starting once more. I think this is the 4th timeout.
they're loving their timeouts.
They are just trying to, I'm pretty sure, just figure out what they can do to outsmart them. Or maybe
think
gain that
it's-
momentum back.
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing from Exalty here on the attack is they're definitely kind of playing more of a default and then grouping up together and then defaulting again and sort of just spreading it out and back in again. And I'm really enjoying seeing that because they're still keeping control of certain areas like showers or like long, and then they're able to fall back on that if they try and rush together and it doesn't quite work.
Yeah, I was going to mention that I really like, how they are playing instead of just trying to push all 5 on the site, which if they do, usually they do for B long, they can just rely on the TP to just quickly get them out of the situation.
Yeah.
And as I said, we are seeing the team potentially going to long with a Viper facing towards Ace height.
Yeah, she's gonna hold a shot there, I think, while there's 4 of them towards B, leaving Vito to kind of play slowly. Oh no, Vito's still coming towards long as well, so that's 4 of them together.
Very
And DIscodance have a bit of a
in.
weakness.
Poison's off.
I think that's quite a good aggressive position for Yuri to be in. You know, seeing if the Teo might peek. They do have that angle
Yeah,
to see them. Viper is
They're
just
all
peeking
grouped
out,
towards
getting
B now.
one.
getting that initial pick is huge.
Toxins failing.
They're aware that the rest of the team is there because of the Teo.
Yeah. Can they fall back on this TP? Or no, they're just going to go for it with the Viper ult. And Bellatrix gets the kill on Teho there.
I was going to
Holding
say,
them
we
back.
did just see a classic Phantom moment there.
Watcher expired.
They are in sight though, despite that. And I think the other two look like they're going to save it. Yeah, they're going to save the op.
Yeah, I think with the economy that they're facing right now, it is just the smartest to either play for picks at the end of the round or just protect the operator.
Yeah, they're just kind of sitting in spawn trying to save their guns.
And we're seeing the
I
rest of the
think-
team, well, 3 of the players, sorry, in the Viper ult still. I think they might be waiting for them to push.
I think Brim is ready to TP at the end.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I wonder if they could maybe potentially TP and try to go into showers, maybe check if there's any players there.
They'd rather not lose their guns.
Yeah,
That's fair enough.
we're seeing them playing quite safely here, you know, not trying to alarm the enemy of their positioning. But they did manage to save the up.
Yeah. I wonder how Exalty are going to try and take B again, because obviously they've used that Viper ult now. They don't have that instant way to get in, but they do have the Yoru ult to help them.
Yes. I was going to mention, how do you feel about the amount of operators being used on this map currently?
Honestly, it feels like they're getting a few picks on them, but they're not completely shutting them down like instantly, which I quite like to see a bit of fluidity with that.
Yeah,
I really like seeing that.
Currently just seeing the Viper getting pushed back a little bit from peeking onto
Yeah.
long. In
They've
her
got the
ultimate.
Viper ult to get that control, which is really good.
I wonder if they might gain the confidence to just push into the Viper ult and potentially try to find her, or just TP instead. But we are seeing Brimstone and Teo just pushing on as well. They are kind of falling back currently. You're already TPing, so is Vito. I think we're seeing another rotate here with the team going onto A side.
And you're holding this angle with the op and gets that kill on Jiggly Seal. Brilliant name. Flora
Also
coming
quite
through
rhymed.
with the Euro ult. Clearing front of sights, they're able to push in. Viper just about dodging the Teo Molly. Realising
30 seconds left.
corner. They haven't got bombed down just yet though. Smokes are blocking their vision.
They do have the space, with the comfort of the smokes being down, of course. So no one might push them.
Ooh, Vito. No, sorry, Teo. Oh, I'm going to keep doing that, aren't I? Teo getting the other Teo out there. Flora kind of holding Viper back here. She might be trying to play off Molly, but she can't quite do that in this position.
Last player standing.
Brim getting a kill, and it's down to her in a 1v3. Can she get those kills? And unfortunately not. She falls to...
I was hoping for the
Teo.
3k.
So was I. But again, it's 10-10, making that score even. Back and forth.
I think we are definitely going to see an overtime.
Yep.
I do wonder how far though, because I think in overtime, stress. Well, I was going to say the stress, but I don't think these players are stressing much. They are playing quite confidently and smart, being aware of all the rotating, all the potential strategies that the other team might be planning.
I'm really intrigued to see how the second game will go as well, because obviously this game is so close and everything can change on the next map. But It also depends on how overtime goes. And oh, Teo gets the initial pick there. It's absolutely huge. Just good answers. Drone
We are
gets blinded,
just-
but they get that information on Yuri and Long. They don't know there's 2 there though. Exalty
Jump
are
into-
kind of 2-2s right now.
They get 1. They get 2. They don't know that there's not many anymore. Anyone, sorry.
They're aware that someone's hookah. They can hear the clone backside. Doesn't realize it's not a person. They're probably a bit scared.
Fade and Brimstone still not convinced that they are on B side. Now they are, sorry. And they're
Now they
rotating.
have the information. Yeah. They're just making
Taylor's
sure
just
that
going
they
to
can get bombed down.
Blunt.
Disco Dancers is going to try and flood in together. Exalty playing together in elbow. And you're holding with that op. She gets that
Get
kill. But it's a 1v3 for her. She has an op, so it might be difficult. They're defusing already. Laura coming through CT. Anya picks her off, but they managed to defuse the spike in time.
I was kind of like, I didn't like at first the operator use, you know, because there's only like quite a few kind of areas on the map where you can use the operator for its full, like, I guess for the distance.
Yeah.
But we did just see Anya getting 2 quite, I guess, close up. So I think I might be confident to say that Anya might play really well with the operator, in which case I do hope to maybe see more of that in the other maps. Or map.
There'll be instant information on the Viper and short there, but they don't realise that there's a majority towards B, despite seeing that Tayo drone. They don't have that full information, but they seem to be rotating anyway.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a pattern with Viper and Vito. Oh my god, now I'm starting to mix them up. Kind of staying on A side, trying to gather information, or trying to see if anyone just pushes up. But they don't. They are falling behind. You're
Back
getting
is
hit on
sure.
Viper.
Looking at a 4v4 now. Exalty pushing into A here. They don't fully
Viper's-
have lamps control yet.
Viper is quite low on health, pushing into lamps. They definitely know where the Yara and Brimstone are, hearing the footsteps. They get one.
OBXO kills off Brim. They now have that lamps control. Lost it straight away with Anya. She pops her ult, sees the Brim straight away. That's huge information for her team.
Sees the
2v3.
tail and the Vito.
You need to be careful of the Brim and Teo ult here.
Spike planted.
I'm back.
They are confident with their positioning.
Pop the Teo ult, the backside, so it doesn't quite get anyone just there. And Luxie coming with 2 kills there. Getting the defuse off, which means that this round goes to DIscodance2000.
Just one more round until the map win.
Match point.
No, they wasted the tail ult that round on backside, which is a bit of a shame, but they do have the Brim ult available to them, so they could manage to bring these next 2 rounds back and bring it into overtime.
Yeah, and we are just, as always, seeing the Fade and Brimstone just staying on the A side, while the rest of the 3 players are positioned on B.
Seeing a default though, seeing a default straight away, but never mind, they're starting to pull back as they get that showers control.
You're just instantly TPing in. I think they might have expected a 1v1 in showers.
Grouping up together in showers. They don't realise that there's only 2 on site. They're probably expecting 3.
Oh.
Misses the drone there, unfortunately. They pop that Brim ult to get that control. And they're able to flood out. They can try
See,
and
2 of them
boxes.
pushed out. Spike gets down. They know that it's in showers.
But he gets one,
Getting
gets
one,
a
getting
second through
3.
the box. Then Flora comes through with the collat there. Spike is down in showers. They have that spike control. I don't know if they fully realise it.
Last player standing.
It's up to Flora to clutch this, and unfortunately, balls.
Defenders win.
So first map win goes to Disco Dancers.
Yes.
What an exciting first game, honestly. That was so much fun to watch, and it was so back and forth for a good while, and I really enjoyed watching that. And I was surprised it didn't go to overtime, honestly, because it was just constant back and forth between the two
Yeah, it
of
was.
them.
The games were really even. I was gonna mention. I think we have also warmed up. At the beginning of the games, we were like kind of having all these tech issues, just trying to like figure out how to like really get into the flow state of commentating. And then as the games were just going on, I think both the players and us just are getting more comfortable, with what we are doing. So, what do you expect for the second map?
What was the second map again? Sorry, I've forgotten it.
It was between Split and
Split was the third.
Haven.
Haven was the second map.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Haven is such a staple in most teams, honestly. And I think seeing how they play around the 3 sites, especially as we see the default more, I think we'll see that coming through on this map. Because we saw Exalty kind of trying to almost replicate what Disco Dancers were doing at the start, and it was working, and then they just kept flipping back and forth. And I think on Haven, it's really gonna show through who will be better in terms of getting that default and getting those kills through.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I'm very excited to see what agents they do decide to choose. Maybe a Sova, maybe a Clove, or an Astra. Just really excited. Of course, I think we already know one of the players and their comfort picks with Waylay and Yoru.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't wait to see what the second map brings.
Yeah. So we're going to have a little break between games, and we will see you guys soon for map 2, which is Haven. So, map 2 with Haven. What do you think we're going to see?
I did mention the kind of agents that I'm expecting. Potentially, you know, with the Sova, the thing I mentioned, Astra, Clove. Definitely not Cypher, definitely not Killjoy, unfortunately, as much as I want to see them. They were really good agents on the map once, but, you know, with the new meta, that has changed. I'm not sure. What do you expect?
I personally would like to see a Killjoy because I normally play Killjoy and Haven myself. I don't think she's too weak right now. I think there's still sort of a common ground between her and other Sentinels on this map, and I think there's still a good chance of seeing a Cypher as well. Despite the nerf, I think we could still see him in this game. But yeah, I'd like to see a Killjoy. I think Killjoy would be quite interesting to watch.
I think we're definitely going to see, just like we did with Bind, we saw the Viper and the Brimstone, you know, one of the most classic picks. I think we might see potentially both of the teams. I did mention Clove and Astra, but I think it's a higher possibility to see Omen on the map, since, you know, his one-ways are super good. His TP is super good against the Sova as well, and multiple other abilities. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
Omen definitely on Haven, I think, is a really good pick. His blind is so useful, especially for pushing C, getting that C execute. Yeah, his utility is so good for that. Also, there's so many boxes that you can TP like on top of, get some good angles. I think he's pretty much a staple, in my opinion, on Haven. I think Clove is probably less likely to see because Omen is so strong, at least in his current state on this map. And I think even the line changes haven't changed too much about him, because I feel like it wasn't utilized as much as it probably could have been when it was, you know, still around. But yeah, I think we're heading into the game soon, so let's see what they've got going on.
Of course, we are already seeing the Omen being locked in. We are seeing a Killjoy, however, and a Cypher locked in already, as well as a Sova. I was going to ask, about what you expect a team comps to be, but we are currently seeing 2 controllers potentially and 2 duelists.
And you know what? I've just noticed the ISO. I was going to bring that up. I think ISO on this map is so strong, especially against operators. Obviously, pop the shield and you're good to go. I think, ISO is a really good pick on this map, but he can't be a solo duelist, which is thankfully not what we're seeing. We're seeing ISO with a Yoru potentially here.
Yeah, I was going to mention how last map we did see Yoru using the operator quite a lot. So I think the pick here for ISO might have stemmed from that.
Yeah.
Or it could also just be a comfort pick.
Yeah. a bit hard to tell, but I think ISO is still a really good pick either way. And we are seeing a Killjoy, which I'm pretty pleased about. And seeing a double controller here from Disco Dancers. I'm really intrigued to see how they're going to play this, especially as they have a Killjoy as well. They're going to have a really strong defense, but they are starting on attack, so it may not be as easy for them this half.
And we are in the game.
Like I said,
We are just going.
it's going to be a really tough side for Disco Dancers because they. Am I getting this right? Are they attacking first? Yeah, they are attacking first.
So.
And they're heading towards A. Team's first round. Having the Killjoy putting the turret straight away towards Garage.
We are kind of seeing the team potentially facing more towards A or B.
Yeah, they've kind of left a Cypher trip on B here. But it's not like straight in the front of sight, so they can't get that immediate information, and they could potentially crawl around through mid into C-Link, which they need to be careful of, but it doesn't matter right now because just heading towards A really slowly.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I'm not sure about you, but I haven't really seen many Viper plays on Haven before.
Yeah, I haven't either, but we're getting Execute coming along. 3 kills already from Disco Dancers.
They are going quite confident.
It's just up to 2 of Exalty. They're flooding through CT here. They might have a bit of a struggle. His site is locked down.
All 5 of the players just waiting for them to peek or walk out.
There's not really a lot they can do in this situation. Yoru heading up to Heaven. Maybe
there is no smoke. It's quite confident for him to peek, but
he's going to get some exits and doesn't manage to get a kill there, unfortunately. Cypher's already pulled back. And they're going to die to bomb for money. Round 1. Going to Disco Dancers. Might be another replica.
Yeah, that was quite a quick round. I think just as we've seen in the last map. Sorry, I'm not sure. Are we expecting the game to be close again, or are we leaning towards one team more than the other?
Yeah, considering the way they adapted to each other's playstyles, I really think that this could be another close game. But honestly, we're 1 round in. You never know what's going to happen. But we're seeing more of a default here anyway from Disco Dancers this round. They're not grouping up like they did in that first round.
We are seeing with the buy that they are still playing quite carefully, trying to get anyone who's trying to push up too quickly. But I feel like
quite aggressive.
Yeah, they are feeling quite confident with the stronger guns, of course. Anya with the Guardian getting the kill.
It's already 3 of Exalty picked out. They tried to push on A, and they got 1 pick, but then 2 of them died in that trade. And it's up to Bellatrix to clutch this 1v3 for her team. And we know what they're like with 3Ks, so it's a possibility that she clutches this round.
I feel like it might be quite difficult with only a Sheriff and, of course, 3 other players to...
She gets the headshot. What a nice shot! So wary by the other 2 are. She's seen the Omen. Before he picks her up.
I was going to say, I love the surprise, but then they did get picked off by the Omen, unfortunately.
They lost quite a lot of guns that round, though.
Yeah, so I guess you could take that as a success.
Yeah. But the first 2 rounds going to Disco Dancers, it's looking very similar to that first game. We'd love to see it.
We're seeing 3 Sheriffs and 5 Vandals currently. I'm not sure what to predict.
They've grouped back up again. Oh, Disco Dancers, sorry, Exalty have grouped back up.
I think it's kind of just kind of expected, I guess, from at this point for them to group up and just push onto side. as a team entirely.
What interesting smoke here. It's halfway through the ground, but it seems that Exalty have kind of gotten sight here, but there's a lot of them flooding in through backside. Bobby Exo holding that angle, gets one. Can she get more? She gets second, gets picked off by Ritsu. Ritsu coming 2, 3, and it's up to Bakushaw. 1v1. Bomb is not planted. Ritsu's so careful placing the alarm bot in smoke.
Will this be the first 4K, or is it going to end as a 3K?
Dropping that bomb to bait.
They have quite a long time still.
So just creeping up, and Ritsu unfortunately falls. That's the first round win for it's to Exalty. Sorry, I'm getting really mixed up then.
Yeah, I need to keep checking over the overlay just to make sure.
Yeah. So it's not exactly like that first game. Obviously, that was 4 wins in a row to Disco Dancers. Yes. They've switched it up. They've decided to go back to what they did in round 1, go for an A push, and they've only had 1 Sova on A.
Scanning ahead.
Being seen the Sova lineup here. Did have, I think, only 1 or 2 players.
They're just kind of playing around mid. They don't know that Yoru's flooded up through window. They're pulling back into A lobby. They're pulling back from A completely. I think they've heard the rotate quite fast. And they've decided to retreat.
Yeah, we did see Yor and Cypher just pushing out of A. I was going to think all 5 of the players were going to stay on A side, but it's quite nice to see that they're aware of a potential push onto the other side.
Of Exalty kind of going into garage here. A disco dance. I'm getting so confused. I apologize. Pull back though, and Thoi gets Bellatrix when that trade comes through there from the ISO, which is kind of what this round needed. It needed a bit of something to kind of go forward with.
But they just see their duelist getting picked off.
Disco Dance is kind of creeping up towards A here.
They're kind of running out of time again with 20 seconds remaining.
And Fade gets 2 there. There's 3 picks initially. They're getting that bomb down, and it's up to Flora to try and clutch this round.
With the Sheriff, may I add.
Yeah. She grabbed that vandal. It's huge for her. She's in a bit of a vulnerable position.
Yeah, they are aware of their position. There's nothing.
Together, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing much to do here, to be honest. Having, of course, 3 players with their utilities. But they did get the Vandal. I think they might just run back and save the Vandal, just so their team have at least something to play with for next round.
She got that Vandal. She's pulled back, but she's gonna die anyway. Even with the Vandal, I'm surprised at that.
Never mind.
Yay.
I was wrong.
Disco Dancers winning that round there. I think they felt pretty confident. Obviously, they had that site held there. Flora was a little bit too scared to go in. Grabbed the gun and made a risky move, and then still lost that gun. I don't understand the play there, unless I'm missing something. But yeah, that was a good round.
I think it has been only the Yorus that we've seen by operators. Even last map, it was always Anya and Flora who always had the hands on it. And even right now, we are seeing Flora with the operator once more.
She can't quite get that short control. She's been mollied off straight away. Inspired by the Fade Dog, TP's out to safety. I think they want to do quite a fast flood onto A here.
Yeah, we are seeing quite the utility usage.
3 backside, trying to keep them off. Oh, a nice shot there, but unfortunately gets that trade.
Within seconds, we are left in a 2v4 situation.
I think they fell a bit there to the Yuri TPing out. She lost that short control so quick, and it kind of left them in a vulnerable position.
We are seeing them, however, potentially get picked off.
Bellatrix needs to be careful. And dies to one backside. It's up to Bobby XO. She gets that pick. But 3k from Thoi here. They love their 3k, don't they?
They do. I think 3 might be like the lucky number
Yeah.
for both of the teams.
Yeah. Now,
We are, however...
I'm really intrigued to see if they're going to keep playing the same with the A push, because it is working for them. You know, Disco Dancers are playing this quite well, and maybe they'll have one lurking mid every so often, but the A pushes are working well for them.
Yeah, we are seeing the Omen put a smoke down on long. Trying to trick the enemy, thinking that they might also be pushing up long, but instead they are pushing onto... Well, they're splitting into mid and C.
Oh, you got dinked there, I think, with the Sheriff.
Bring them down.
Now they've kind of grouped back. They're pulling back from C here. They're trying to figure out what to do as Jiggly still gets picked off. Yoru and Solo kind of inserted themselves into a lobby here. And Bobby XO gets 1 kill. But it's not enough to keep them from pushing into sight.
Poison
And
orb.
flooding in. Opening
that
garage
was-
with information.
That was quite a dangerous positioning to be in. We are seeing 3 other players all on side.
Yep.
2 of them blinded.
I just left 2 on long. Bellatrix gets the pick on Anya. I think she get a second. Luxie unfortunately gets that from her. 2v2 now. They have a fade ult, but is it worth it to use in this situation?
Face your fear.
And she thinks it is. She pops that ult.
One enemy
Deafened, but
remaining.
Flora gets the kill on Luxie. They don't know that Faye's coming out through garage. They need to be careful. She gets a pick. Can they defuse in time? And they get that defuse! What a huge
Almost.
thrifty round there.
That was close.
Thrifty from Exalty was absolutely amazing. The timing on that defuse was so close.
We are seeing 4 ults coming in from EXO. I'm not sure if they're going to use all 4 in one round, but it is definitely... It does allow them to be playing more aggressively, knowing that they can always rely on them.
I think they're trying to play more around mid this time. I thought they were going to go more towards A, but DIscodance want to play towards mid, get a bit more mid control. They see one holding window and they've pulled back. Children's playing outside a garage. Doesn't quite know that ISO's sitting in garage window just yet. Haven't quite spotted each other. We can see the Yoru deep down C long. They have that control. The alarm bot is in
Over there.
a position where it could catch her out, essentially.
Yeah, and we are seeing Omen and Yoru slowly
Toxins going up.
pushing up A long.
Pop that Viper wall, pop that smoke. It looks like they're ready to push into B here, but Spike's going A. And there's a bit of a whiff here from Bellatrix, unfortunately. But they're deep in A at this point. And
Ritik gets
Killjoy
John.
managing to come out alive on B. She can wrap through. Omen
30
blind
seconds
on
left.
Cypher. Leaving her to die.
You should spike planted.
We are seeing them slowly closing in. ISO being in a kind of unfortunate situation, but Flora getting one with the operator, staying outside of the ultimate.
I'll handle this.
Popping that Yoru ult, get that information on site.
Here.
Sees them both tuck back site. I think she wants to come out of her ult.
Can they get the van? They do.
She gets the Vandal. Stuck behind that box.
Last player
Oh, Ritsu with a nice shot. She gets 3. Can she get 4th? Make that a 4K! They finally got more than a 3K. Well played to Ritsu.
I'm starting to realize that, like, in kind of more important situations, I'm finding myself like quietening down, just like kind of taking in, like not wanting to make a noise in case I give themselves away.
There's a timeout now. A timeout.
Oh, a technical, yeah.
For
Excel.
Exalty. I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense. They are a little bit more behind. 2-5, still not too bad of a score. Not as even as it was last game, but all could change, especially after a timeout like this.
You could argue that it is because, you know, this the two teams currently are not as they don't have the same characters, just like last map, how it was really close with I think it was almost a mirrored comp. But currently we're seeing quite different utilities from both sides.
Yeah. I wonder how this timeout is going to affect how this next round is played. I mean,
I
every
would
time
make
we
a comment.
Sorry.
I was gonna make a comment about, you know, the momentum slowing down again, but I think what we've been seeing is just how I think it's disco dancers that kind of on attack they seem to spread out, and then quite quickly after just like getting the smallest piece of information, they just like group back up and just like make a plan really quickly of like which side that they should push on.
Yeah. I think after this timeout, they've now changed their approach and they're getting a bit more A control, but it doesn't matter as much as disco dancers are heading more towards mid, but being walled off in A lobby anyway. They know they're there now with the Prowler coming through.
Oh.
And Anya gets 2 here. And can she get a 3rd? And she dies back ashore, getting 2 with that Sheriff.
That
It's
was
now a
quite
2v2.
unfortunate.
Omen TPing into A here. Doesn't really matter though because no one else on site right now. They're kind of lurking up through mid. 1 CT, 1 short. They can't really play off each other.
They're both deciding to play in sewers.
I think they're expecting a flank here. Cypher coming in through CT, breaking that alarm bot to make a bit of pressure.
Quite a good smoke for them to just push on the site.
Yep.
I don't think they realize that both of the players are together.
Oh, one's playing in the smoke, and can she get that? She gets that trade there.
Ooh.
Bobby coming in with that shot. Has she got enough time to defuse? I think she has.
I believe.
Thrifty.
Yes.
And it seems that timeout was what they needed there to get a 3rd round win for them. I think the fact that Cypher came in through CT and broke that alarm bot to make a distraction, they didn't realise where Owen was coming from. So it was a good chance for them to retake together despite not being able to play together as such.
Yeah, we are seeing disco dancers being quite low and just half by.
Yep.
That goes there.
Well, Exiles, we do see Dior with the operator once again, and Bobby with a Vandal.
Yeah. And it looks like disco dancers are playing towards mid again, playing in window, but they don't have the Omen playing on top of the bots to stop them this time. They still pull back when they can't get that initial kill. Yoru in short here yet again with that op. She manages to get that control, gets a first pick, which is absolutely huge. Doesn't get mollied off this time, so she's able to keep that control for them. Still holding that angle once more. Prowler coming through, doesn't get her. She doesn't have to be TP away.
Watching here.
It's just very suspenseful, waiting for them to see if they're gonna peek the operator. Knowing that there's 2 players there, and what with the spike?
Ritsu holding an angle, doesn't realise the ISO's gonna swing out and kill her there. It's 5v3, Flora picks up another with the op.
Cutting through.
Can she get a 3rd here? What an interesting TP there. I suppose it's to get out of that corner. I can sure shoots that free con. Flora gets the 3rd. What a great round.
Nice. I was gonna mention just the Ori and the operator just makes so much sense because I don't know why it just clicked for me, but you know, being able to TP out in like out of situations, and we are seeing another timeout, which I do want to mention. We might be seeing more timeouts, I guess, early on, just to kind of like even up the scoreboard, because this is, you know, if Disco Dancers win this map as well, it is they're they go through onto semifinals,
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, so it is just single elimination. So it's quite important for them to kind of focus on, making the right calls, making the right choices to bring it back.
And I think we can tell that Disco Dancers are losing their momentum a little bit. They had quite a few rounds there, and then started falling back after that timeout. We can really tell that the timeouts are really useful for these teams. I mean, it's resetting their mental, it's resetting the way they're playing, and it's giving them an advantage, and they're able to get another round or two after those timeouts. So I wonder if it will bounce right back again, straight into Disco Dancers' hands.
Of course, and you can also argue that because of lost rounds, I don't think many of the players had like any rifles, like no phantoms or vandals.
Yeah.
So it was also just a fact of just trying to play through as quickly or as safely as possible, so that they can pick up these better guns.
And we're seeing a mid-flood here, and they're able to get that entry straight into B, picking off 2 on both sides really early on into the round. Absolutely crucial. Jiggly Seal manages to get Ritsu there, out in mid, caught off guard. Still have the Sova waiting on A, waiting for those to shut through middle.
One enemy remaining.
Back short getting one, but then the trade coming through, and Jiggly Seal getting that kill to secure that round there.
I really love to hear you saying Jiggly Seal getting the kill, because it just rhymes.
And what I find really interesting about the round is the fact that there was a timeout for Disco Dancers.
Yeah.
They weren't managed to get that round win there. I really thought that it would bounce back again, but obviously they're starting to prove us wrong, and I think Exalty are really trying to find their strengths and are playing on that.
Yeah, and not to downplay any of the players, but I did think that after picking up the Yoru so early on with the operator, I did think that there would be like more of an advantage for Disco Dancers to, get the round win.
I think they expected not to go B this round. They've just left a trip there, and they're focusing on A and C a little bit more. Yoru clearing C site, allowing them to get that information to kind of push in here, come flooding in, getting that first pick on backside. Omen playing the smoke, gets that kill, popping the Viper roll. And now they have to play through. Lucy getting one. And then
down, C.
Fade falling. Decide to plant, but Sova comes through to block it.
Viper needs to play really safely currently, considering her HP.
Yeah. They know that that's a clone coming through the smoke, especially as she's got an op. They know that she might not swing it by herself. They have to be ready to get more than one. Battery doesn't hit though, but it doesn't matter. They still get the kill, and Ritsu comes in with those 2 kills and gets that round there for Disco Dancers.
Last round in the
We are seeing how well the players can just rely on each other.
Yeah.
I mean, we did see that, the Sova drone didn't really get anyone in the Viper ultimate, but they did manage to pick up Viper.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which then Ritsu just traded off. I'm actually liking what I'm seeing from both of the teams here.
It's really exciting, and I think Omen's just TP'd up on top of the box on B. I wonder if they have to be careful in window again, because last time they pulled back as soon as they saw Omen up there. But she ends up dying through the wall. That instant pick there is absolutely a chance for them to get into B. As you can see, they come flooding through. Pop that fade ult, get the information. They know that at least one is towards A link here. Isolot gets popped, stealing fade away. ISO winning that 1v1. And the Killjoy ult is holding them back, but
It is 2v4.
kind of stuck towards A link here.
Yeah,
Up to Viper and Killjoy, but they fall. Up to Ritsu. to get these 3 kills here. Can she do it? She gets 1 and doesn't manage to get the second. So it makes it 6-6 at the half.
Yeah, I think we've been seeing Ritu kind of just clutching so many previous rounds.
Now, as the half switches sides, I wonder how Exalty are going to play on the attack here. Are we going to see another Yuri with an op in short later down the line? Just don't know. They're having the Killjoy play towards Garage here with the turret on C. Pretty standard, at least for a pistol round.
Yeah, I'm really liking this Viper vault that's like covering all the way from B all the way to A.
Yeah.
Making it pretty difficult for the
Absolutely.
team to be able to push onto short or long. Even.
Cage coming through, blocking long, so they're able to push short, but it doesn't matter because they get that first pick. Laura gets that trade. They know that they're heavy towards A. Viper and Killjoy starting to rotate. They need to be careful in case they pull back. Cypher's
Yeah,
holding.
I think they're aware of the continuous push after that Fade Eye.
A nice shot there from Bellatrix, allowing them to get a little bit closer. 3v4. We kind of,
Unfortunately didn't get anyone.
yeah, they're playing around that smoke quite well. She got blinded. Pulling back from short again. I think they got a little bit scared after another one got picked off. Rotating, but so are the other side.
I really like how safely both teams are playing. Instead
Sometimes
of
you
just
wanna-
trying to play really
Yeah.
aggressively and just pushing up, it's just they're ready to pull back whenever to save the
30
remaining players
seconds
that they
left.
have.
Sometimes you want to see a little bit more action though. Like Luxie here coming in with one little headshot there. Can she get a second? Gets another nice shot on Bobby. Can she get a third? Unfortunately falls to Bakushaw with the right click. And she doesn't realise there's 2 coming in through mid. I think
I would make a comment about the scoreboard, but I don't want to be
I'm
cringe.
I'm not going to say it. You can say it if you want. I'm going to choose to ignore that.
Yeah, I think just to not make myself appear cringe, I'm just not gonna say anything. The scoreboard might eventually get evened out once again to make it 7-7. But
Now we're seeing more of a default here on the attack. 3 towards mid, or 4 towards mid now, having Yoro playing down C long. Bill is playing alone, I'm not 100% sure about that. They've done a bit of an entry smoke here on C. And they've been flooding through Garage and fall to Luxie with a 3k!
Down mid.
Can she get a 4th here on Flora? She's jiggling and she gets that 4.
she can. Is that the
Beautiful
first
girls.
4K so far?
That's the second one. Second one now.
Oh, I'm missing. Oh my god. I
There
was
some
gonna say I
huge
really
kills.
like the 2 players playing in garage there. Garage?
Yeah.
Garage?
However you want to say it.
Because in most cases, you know, when you are playing there, you get quickly picked up, so it's quite nice to have someone just kind of playing there with you.
I think Exalty have realised how they need to play now on attack. Having 3 towards C. So the other 2 are playing around mid, playing quite slowly.
Decoy.
Spike's coming towards C late. I think they know that they're going to be doubled up in Garage again. They're ready to go
Yeah.
for that C long push.
Silva is slowly picking up with the rest of the team with the spike. As they're pushing out into... Oh, no, they're not. I was
They've
wrong.
decided to pull back, which is interesting because they smoked off Garage, which made Killjoy and Viper pull back. They're now pushing through mid. Can they get 1 or 2 here? And Bakushaw gets 2. Cypher getting another. But the last 2 have that A covered.
Player standing.
Oh,
Anya getting 2 with the Outlaw. Absolutely huge.
If the Outlaw had more than 2 bullets, it would have
Oh,
been.
Omen with a crazy shot.
Strike
Can
down
she win
A.
this 1v1? Omen v Omen. And Thoy gets a 3k. Beautiful shots there. I think that was an absolutely huge round there for Disco Dancers. They had that rotate instantly. They knew exactly when they were going to A. They were so ready for that. Anya coming in with that Outlaw, getting 2 on long was just such a huge play for them.
Yeah, I think I want to knock on wood first, but we are seeing the scoreboard lean more towards Disco Dancers. So I think instead of the initial 2 and 1 map that we said we would see, we might see a 2 and 0.
Could indeed. Oh, they want to push more A short here. They don't have A short control. Fade hasn't realised that they've crossed because of the Cypher cage there. But she gets that information with the Prowler. Fast rotate coming now to A. Viper and Killjoy still having that garage control. ISO gets picked off. Just seizes to hold them back.
Yeah, we are seeing so much utility usage currently from both sides.
Very flash out smoke doesn't do a lot. Because now coming in 3k from the Fade. Absolutely great sight hold. I think that Viper will really kind of secure that for them as well. And, you know, block their vision enough for Fade to say, hey, let's come over here. And the rotate was just, like, it got going so early on.
Yeah, and of course, as I mentioned before with the timeout, they are once again calling a timeout because I think they are noticing, you know, the game kind of slipping from their hands. But
Yeah.
we are seeing quite a nice momentum.
Absolutely,
especially with the Outlaw.
I think there's timeout coming through here from Exalty. They're starting to get a bit worried. They've lost these 4 rounds in a row. It's like that first game all over again. Those first initial rounds going to Disco Dancers from the pistol to the buy. I mean, it was starting to jeopardize the plays, and then they came in with that timeout, really swooped in, change up their plan, and it honestly just changed the trajectory of the whole game. So could that be what we're seeing right now?
Yeah, we are seeing another round that relies quite heavily on just their skills and abilities, because it is only the Sova that has their ultimate, which can prove to be quite powerful if they do manage to get the bomb down.
Yeah, absolutely. On post plant, it could be a huge deal to them. Or they may even wait for the Yuri ult and try and combo that, because that is such a strong combination, especially on Haven. Now we're seeing Cypher kind of playing slow through window here, playing for a bit of information. Probably hearing them play towards A bit more, hearing that Prowler push up. Omen and Fade starting to rotate towards C as they see a bit more action.
We are seeing quite a slow push here, being very careful. Omen being aware of the turret.
Exalty kind of pulling back, heading towards A, as they know they've pulled back a little bit more, but Yuri's still holding that angle in A short, now TPing out from the danger.
We're seeing 3 players thinking about maybe going short or maybe long. Oh, 4 players now actually.
This control from Cypher is so important, almost falling there to the Killjoy. But she has that information that they're not in garage. She has that bit of control, and she knows that there's still probably at least 1, maybe 2
30
towards
seconds
C,
left.
and they can fall more heavily towards A on the attack.
Shadows traveling.
Yuri TPing in for the push.
up.
Fade coming through,
Down A.
blocking them off,
1 enemy remaining.
and it's up
10
to
seconds
Bobby XO to get these last few kills. She gets 1. Could she get a second?
Ooh.
Unfortunately not.
I
Honestly,
almost saw that second kill.
yeah. It was almost there. He almost lost that, but Disco Dancers take that round. I think the Cypher's control was really key that round, but unfortunately it just wasn't quite enough.
I don't want to jinx it just yet, but I don't think that timeout has really slowed down the momentum.
Yeah.
But as I'm always saying, sorry, I could just be proven wrong.
Exalty are now going more towards C. I think they've expected that Viper's going to play C pretty much every round from now on. Line
Jory
coming through
managed
and
to
not...
get out of that.
And Flora gets that deep push and kills the Viper there. Cypher getting one, getting that trade. Lucille's holding CT push here. They want to get that bomb down. They're going to come flooding in. Bakashaw unfortunately falling.
Spike down. C.
Jiggly Seal killing the Omen there.
I really like that flank. The deep push, as you said.
Yep.
It's quite risky, but it did pay off in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing is, I don't know if they'll be able to carry that on because that was such a rogue play. It kind of, it's one of those things that for one round only, I don't know if they'll be able to replicate that. But it was a nice round win there for Exalty. They kind of needed that to break the momentum that Francis were having.
Of course, for once, we are seeing Fade holding long instead of Yoru.
It's you and me.
Being taken off the ISO ult.
Yeah. And
Ooh.
Jiggly still gets that kill. She is good with her ults, I will tell you that. Fade getting picked off, they've lost that bit of information now. It might be a bit more of a struggle to retake, so they're playing on site still, laying around the smoke.
All four of them
Line
are
coming through.
on site.
Jiggly still getting 3.
One enemy remaining.
Bomb is
planted.
down.
It is
You're
down to
gonna-
Killjoy.
See, she can go flank, but there's a trip waiting. They're gonna know she's there either way. Just gonna sit and play for exits.
Yeah, I think the safest bet here is just to, well, hide away from the cam,
Yeah.
actually. And maybe just save the Vandal that she has.
Yeah. There's not really a lot she can do. But I don't think she's feeling too bad because obviously her team's still in a good position with the score. She may be able to get 1 or 2 as they come crawling up here. Get spotted by that Sova dart, unfortunately.
They know where she is.
Just 3
But they
seconds to
can't
try and get
cover.
away. Ooh! I think that was a headshot through the wall there. That was so
Yeah,
unfortunate.
I think she might have survived there if she didn't run out to try to get the kill
Yeah.
on them. Just simply because of the time.
I think she knew she probably had a round or 2 though, kind of loose to be able to try it. It's okay. 8-11 that score. I'm not mad at it.
Cannot complain. It is DIscodance do just have 2 rounds that they have to win, while Stella has 4.
And come flooding in from C. They know that they can't really do a lot around B here with that Viper ult and securing that mid. 3 on site here on C. Spike's not on site yet, unfortunately. Have no garage control, which is what they need to be careful of. They know Fade's around there now for the Prowler.
Oh,
Cypher
Bobby gets one.
Yeah,
They found my wife.
that's a good kill. Can she get a second? Absolutely huge kills there on the lurk. Cypher coming through, revealing their position. Bobby gets the 3rd. He knows that one's garage is going to relay the information, and then they knew Fade was there as well.
1
I'm
bullet.
kind of hoping they push her and she gets an ace here. I really want to see an ace.
Yeah, I think we are seeing Bobby playing quite confidently on the Cypher
Yeah.
on this map.
I think her lurks so far haven't had too big of an impact until probably like last round and this round especially. It's really seeming to pull them back through. Great to see.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised to have seen that there were 2 players in Garage,
Yeah.
and unfortunately none on C site.
Yeah, they focus more towards garage, and I think they're expecting that kind of rush through, but it didn't really work too well because that's not what they were at all. Not even one person trying to lurk through, and I think that's where they fell a little bit. They had nothing to go off.
Yeah, we are seeing I think that's the final timeout that I can call, actually.
Yeah.
We're seeing another timeout once again,
Yeah.
but this time from the side of Disco Dancers. I think they have noticed, losing the 3 previous rounds. They are just trying to slow down the other team from getting too confident with their abilities.
I think with the money that's going on right now, we're obviously seeing 2 guns that are saved. Sorry, not 2. Yeah, 2 guns that are saved here on the attacker side. No, defensive side. I'm getting really mixed up. Sorry. They have those 2 guns, and they kind of need to play around them as much as possible, because there's so much money from Exalty right now that there's not really a lot they can do if they kind of rely on playing by themselves.
Yeah, I wanted to mention seeing the Omen having 19 kills. And of course, 2 duelists. Actually, I didn't check what the ISO was. ISO and Yuri kind of being in the middle of the leaderboard. It is interesting to see, the initiators kind of having so much more power, I guess.
Yeah. Kind of flooding through Garage here, getting that control that they thought they wouldn't get before. Managed to get onto C here. Viper's stuck behind platform, dies to Flora. Omen has that backside control now, holding the CT line.
Spike planted.
They know that Fade's in Garage now. Giving away her position. They may come through CT to get her. 3 of them together. Flora with the 3k. As the 2 flood in through Garage. Are they going to die to Flora here? She gets a 4th. Can she get a 5th? I'd love to see an ace.
They're aware of the Yori's position.
Fake teleport.
She's holding
Time
CT.
Time is ticking, unfortunately.
Time to jump.
And she unfortunately dies to Anya, but I would have loved to have seen that ace, but those were still some really good kills there. As the score gets closer, now 10 and 11.
I'm just counting down.
Yeah.
Although last night we did see, the scoreboard was close, and then in the end, DIscodance2000 did end up getting that slight advantage in the scores to win the map.
I think Exalty are really getting their momentum back. They've got 4 rounds in a row now, and they've got so much money, and I think DIscodance2000 are just kind of holding on to the edge with the money that they do have. They're able to fall by this round. Gives them a bit more to work with. Yori's got that A-long control there. And they know that there's at least one playing on C now. Viper's always there. Using that Yori ult to get the information on B. Getting that push in. Yori's going deep. Sees the fade. But gets picked off.
I'll handle this.
The Yori ult coming in from the other side as well. And it's more of a fight going on in the A link here. And 3 come flooding in onto site. Thoy coming in with a 3k. And Anya picking off that 4th there. And the defuse getting that for DIscodance2000. Another round to them.
Match point.
Oh, wait, I had my mic muted, sorry. I was going to say, there's only 1 more round to go. I was actually talking during that round.
I was
Apologies.
thinking you're a bit quiet.
It's because I muted so I can drink and then, forgot about it. That's on me, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you said, there's only 1 more round left, potentially. If DIscodance2000 take this, and it would be a 2-0 for them, but you just don't know how it's going to go down. It all could change, and they still have that Sova ult to play off. Spray through the smoke from Anya, getting Jiggly Seal off there. Exalty already a man down. Or a woman down. Sorry.
No, that one is on C.
Seeing 3 coming in through mid here, playing really slowly. Potential
Yes.
pushing garage as they have no one to hold that right now because they're focused on C long.
My portal.
Only making a
Because
distraction.
aware.
I think they know they're not A because Yoru has that line of sight. TP's in and Lucy gets 2! Ritsu comes in with that kill and it's down to Bobby XO! And the win for that goes to DIscodance2000! What an absolute game that was!
I'm actually really happy to have been proven so wrong with the 2v1 prediction.
Yeah. The two wins there for Disco Dancers. I'm so happy for them, and they were some really good games. I really enjoyed watching.
What do
Yeah.
you think about?
I mean,
it?
what a great series, 2-0. I mean, Anya played it incredible. Like playing Yoru for both maps, sheer confidence. I just want to touch on Bobby's 3K around like just being pinched completely. I mean, that's a great Cypher cam. It's a default position what Cyphers to play on Haven. Good cam, good conditioning, throwing the cage out, breaking that Sova dart. I mean, giving question marks on the map for where the defenders think they're going to play. They collapse her, and she managed to get 3. It was just cinematic.
Yeah. Honestly, I had so much fun watching these because the games were so close at almost all points, and you never knew what was going to happen next because the timeouts really reset them, and they were changing up the strats, and it was honestly just so exciting to see.
It's such a shame that it's a single elimination because Exalty played so well. It's just they just couldn't really find their footing. The first game was close, but it was kind of difficult. I know that Bind is a difficult map to really get started on. It's not normally the first pick of many, and Haven's has been out for so long. It's so defaulty. You really need to know the basics before you try and experiment with anything else. So that's why they probably went back to their comfort picks of Cypher. But it's just so unfortunate for them. I think Bellatrix played incredibly well in that last game. I was seeing moments from the whole team, but so incredibly well played from Disco.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who would you guys say was like the kind of MVP player for both teams, I guess, or just overall?
I think it has to be Anya.
Yeah, no, I was
just the sheer confidence and gun skill. I was just blown away.
Yeah, I think especially that one round where they had such a fast rotate to A, and she was ready with that outlaw and long, and she just got those 2 kills and secured that round for them. Basically, it was really exciting to see.
Well, I mean, if that's all incredibly played from Disco Dance, and unfortunate for Exalty, we shall see you hopefully another time. But that has been us for the first day of the playoffs, and we shall see you tomorrow for the semi-finals. Good night.